So after you've perfected your shot pouring technique using the tail, then you want to get sharper by practicing the exercises that we give you in the courses. So one exercise is line 10 cups in a row, or you could just line up 5 in a row. And you just want to play around and be free and practice pouring your shots. You can start out one at a time if you want to go very slowly. You can switch hands, practice with both hands. And then after you feel more comfortable, start jumping from cup to cup. Go higher, as high as you can, bring it back down, and just play around. And that's going to really sharpen you, make you look really comfortable. You want to become like a robot when you're pouring your shots behind the bar. Then the next exercise we're going to do is you're going to get 2 bottles, and I recommend plastic bottles. That's why we use plastic bottles here, because it just makes you a little freer. They're not quite as heavy as glass yet. You're not ready for that. And then if there's any mistakes, you don't break any glass. So, got 2 bottles here, 2 cups. You want to get a bottle in each hand and pour a shot into each cup at the same time. And this just teaches you ambidexterity, helps you get better at pouring the same amount at the same time. Then you want to measure them and see if you're pouring the same amount. Looks like I'm a little heavier on my right hand. No, actually they look about the same. So that's the goal. You want to pour the equal parts, the same amount. Then the next little exercise we're going to do is the different increments of shots. So I recommend you only need 1 jigger. We have 1.5 ounces here, 3/4 of an ounce on the other end. The 1.5 ounces is the industry standard shot, and then the 3/4 ounce is a half shot. So I would say a 1/2 ounce would be about 1/4 of an inch below the lip of the jigger, and 1 ounce would overflow a little bit out of the jigger. So let me show you what I'm talking about. Let's use 1 glass here. A 1/2 ounce is real quick, and we're not counting. There's so much going on. There's music playing, you're taking orders from customers, you're trying to remember people's names, you're adding prices in your head. It gets really crazy. There's a lot of multitasking going on, so you really can't be counting when you're pouring your shots. So that's about a 1/2 ounce. I could maybe pour a little bit more. So this is just something you have to practice. No one can do this for you. If you rely on counting, like I said, then when you get behind the bar, you're not going to be able to do it because there's so many other things going on. So you don't want to use that approach to begin with. Then for 3/4 of an ounce, you know, I do a little quick tail. Let's see what we have here. 3/4 of an ounce. So for 1 ounce, we want it to overflow a little bit out of the 3/4 ounce jigger. So I don't do quite a full tail. And let's see what we have here. So it should overflow. So this is 3/4, and that's about 1 ounce. It doesn't have to be perfect, just accurate. So we want to do these exercises. Then, this is the fun part. Now we put it together. So remember, a lot of cocktails are going to be made with 1 ounce of hard liquor and a 1/2 ounce of sweet liqueur. And so we have to put them together and pour it at the same time. So if we have our hard liquor and our sweet liqueur, we pour 1 ounce of the hard liquor, a 1/2 ounce of the sweet liqueur at the same time. And then we want to measure and see, do we have 1.5 ounces total. So it's, again, doesn't have to be exact, but here I poured a perfect shot of 1 ounce. Who knows if it's actually really a full ounce and a 1/2 ounce, but probably pretty close. And that's really all we can ask for. So now let's do a double. When I do a double, I just do the tail twice. So we're going to pour 1 and 2. When we finish, and let's measure and see what we have here. So we should have 2 full shots. We want to make sure they're nice and healthy. Full shots. 1 and 2. So we got a double. So I advise that you practice these exercises over and over and over. You want to give yourself some difficulties, some distractions, maybe turn on the TV, talk to a friend, put your cell phone on the put them on a speakerphone and have a conversation, because you want to try to distract yourself while you're doing these exercises. And ultimately, you want to become like a robot where you're actually not thinking about it. It's all automatic. It's like playing a sport because so many other things, you know, you've got your strategy going on in your head. So as a bartender, our strategy is counting up the prices so we can tell the customer, remembering people's names, what's the next drink we're going to make. So we're doing a lot of multitasking.